If you've been around at the Air Zoo, you've probably come across these two artifacts, the V-1 flying bomb and the V-2 combustion chamber we have next to the scale model of the V-2 rocket. Both these weapons were used by Nazi Germany in World War II to strategically bomb cities in Britain, France, and Belgium for one reason, and that reason was vengeance. These Vergeltungswaffen, or reprisal weapons, were seen as vital in the fight against the Allies. And after the success of the Normandy landings on June 6, 1944, these vengeance weapons were put to use. The V-1 flying bomb, also known as the buzz bomb or doodlebug, was first launched against London on the morning of June 13, 1944. These buzz bombs were launched from positions in occupied France, making their way across the English Channel at up to 400 miles an hour before dive bombing into the target below. Within months of the V-1's deployment, 1.5 million people left London, and the city's production was heavily affected. The V-1 was a nightmare for aircraft to take down. It had the luxury of few vulnerable points, it was small in size, and was dangerous to engage due to its explosive payload. One of the more hair-raising ways to take down a V-1 in the air was to topple it by using the fighter's wingtip. Roughly 30,000 V-1s were built. While the majority of the V-1s failed to make their targets due to a mix of defensive measures, errors, and mechanical unreliability, the rockets still rained terror on Europe. Over 10,000 people, mostly civilians, were killed. But the Nazis had another, more deadly trick up their sleeve. And in September 1944, the second vengeance weapon was unleashed on the Allies. The V-2 rocket, sometimes referred to as the real vengeance weapon. The V-2 was the world's first long-range guided ballistic missile. Traveling at supersonic speeds upwards of 50 to 60 miles in the sky and then plummeting to Earth without the buzz of the V-1, these missiles were deemed impossible to defend against. On average, a V-2 strike killed double the number of people when compared to a V-1 strike. To save face and prevent panic, the British government attempted to conceal the explosions of the V-2 as defective gas main. The public, fully aware of this deception, then began calling the V-2 the flying gas pipe. Seeing no other way to stop the V-2 terror, the Allies raced to bomb and seize key German manufacturing facilities and launch sites. An estimated 9,000 people were killed by V-2s. An additional 12,000 forced laborers died building the weapons in inhumane and terrible conditions. Given the importance of the knowledge behind the V-2, approximately 150 of the key German engineers of the program were then employed by the US government in the top secret Operation Paperclip. After the war, the V-2 was still used, this time by the US and the USSR for scientific research into space exploration and military applications. However, our vengeance story does not end there. There was a prototype of a third weapon, the V-3, which was to be a huge cannon designed to fire on London from sites in France. This project wasn't able to really get started after the Allies attacked the launch facilities in 1944. Although like the doodlebug and the flying gas pipe, the V-3 did receive a nickname, the Busy Lizzie. In hindsight, it wouldn't be wrong to suggest that the V-weapon series was a glimpse into the future of war. The V-1 paved the way for cruise missiles, and the V-2 paved the way for intercontinental ballistic missiles, two items found in the arsenal of many modern militaries. However, let's not forget the development and use of these V weapons were for one thing only: vengeance.